Alright, so now we are going to learn how to write linear equations from the graphs. So once again, we need to know that y equals mx plus b is our slope-intercept form, where m is our slope and b is our y-intercept. Okay, and before we get to that, we just want to review real quick how to find the slope between 2 points. So our formula is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so if I had, for example, at the point 2, 1 and the point 3, actually, we're going to change that, say 6, 5. And we want to know what's the slope between those. Let me rewrite this so it looks a little better, actually. So we have 2, 1 and 6, 5. And we want to know what's the slope of the line that goes through those 2 points. Alright, so first off, let's go ahead and label what points these are. This 2 is x1. This y is y1, because we have, remember, an ordered pair is written as xy. So my second point, this will be my x2, and this will be my y2. Okay, so we're just going to take this formula. So we got y2, which in this case is 5, minus y1, which is 1, over x2, which is 6, minus x1, which is 2. And now we just 5 minus 1 is 4, 6 minus 2 is 4, and 4 over 4 can be simplified to 1. So my slope would be 1. Okay, so let's try that with a couple other problems. Okay, so let's say that we had negative 5, and 13, negative 19. Alright, so let's go ahead and label these first. So this is my first x, this is my first y, this is my second x, this is my second y. Alright, so remember the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Alright, so we're going to do negative 19 minus negative 5, because that's my y2 minus my y1, over x2 is 13 minus x1 is negative 5. Okay, so 19 minus negative 5 minus a negative is just like adding. If you need to use a calculator in this part, that's just great. Go ahead and use the calculator. And then 13 minus negative 5 is the same as adding 5, so we get 13 plus 5 is 18. And then you always need to try to simplify if you can. In this case, I know that 2 goes into both of them, so I get negative 7 over 9. Okay, so that's how you find the slope between 2 points. You just use this formula and plug it in. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, now let's look at our graphs. Okay, so if you remember, y equals mx plus b. M is my slope and b is my y-intercept. So if I have a graph that looks like this, that goes through this point here and this point here. Let's see, let's get my line. That's not what I want right here. So let's say I have this line right here that goes all the way through. It would continue and go through that way as well. We want to know what the equation is for this line. So I need to find the b and the m. The b is just where does it cross the y-axis right here. So let's go down. Oh, right here is where it crosses. What's my value right here? Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. So my b is negative 3. Next, I need to find my slope. So basically, I always work left to right. So I'm going to say, how can I get from this point to this point? And remember, slope is rise over run. And we also need to remember that the y-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so keep these in mind. So let's find my rise first. In this case, the rise is actually going to be a drop. So I'm actually going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went down 5, and I'm going to go right 1, 2. So my slope is negative 5 over 2. Now I'm just going to write it in my slope-intercept form. So I get y equals m. My m is negative 5/2 x, and my b is negative 3. So I'm going to say minus 3. So whatever this sign is, you bring it over with it. And there is my equation right there. Okay? Let's try another one. So once again, remember that my slope is rise over run. Remember y equals mx plus b. Alright, let's do one where we're going through this point right here and this point right here. So I'm going to connect that to make a line. Like that. So we want to find the equation of that line right there. Okay, so we need to find my my m, which is my slope, and my b, which is the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the easiest one to find. We just look at our y-axis, and where does it cross? It crosses right here. And that is at negative 2. Okay, now let's find the slope to get from this point to this point. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. So my rise was 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 over 6. And that can be simplified, because I know a 3 goes into both of those, so it simplifies down to 1/2. So now I have my m and my b, so I'm just going to plug it into my equation. Okay, so we have y equals, the m is 1/2 x, and my b, so plus b, however my b is negative, so I'm just going to say minus 2. Now if my b was positive, like a positive 4, I would put plus 4 here instead of a minus 2. And that's how I find my equation in slope-intercept form. So there is our video for today. If you have any questions, please let